Hello, it's Drew. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to the Really Good Baseball Card Show. If this is your first time hearing my voice, hey, where you been? If this is the second time you're hearing my voice, why are you counting how many times you've heard my voice? If you're a regular, what's up? No matter how many times you've heard my voice, welcome to the show. I'd really like to start our first episode with a little about myself, some icebreakers, especially for you first-timers. You may already know that I'm Drew because I just said it. I'm a baseball card collector here in San Francisco, California, USA. I run the Really Good Card Shop, an online shop you can find at reallygood.cards. If you head over there, you're going to find graded cards, sealed wax. You're also going to see our really good top loaders that are really good with a really good price. And we were struggling to figure out what to call them, so we just decided to stick with it and call them really good top loaders. You'll find those there. You'll also find me doing live stream, box breaks, things like that. But like I said, you probably already knew that part. Here are 4 things that you might not know that, man, you're gonna need to know. If we're gonna do this thing, you need to know them. Okay, lock this in. 1, big picture. I'm a prospect guy. I'm a prospector. I prefer Bowman to Topps, and I just love speculating on the next big prospect. Following minor league journeys has brought me a lot of joy. I love it. So everything's going to come through that kind of lens. 2, I'm not just a baseball guy. I'm a sports fan. I like basketball and football too, but I don't collect them. Can't do it. Truth is, I just go too deep. Can't help it. If I committed the same number of brain cells to basketball, and football, and soccer, and wrestling, whatever else, I would have 0 brain cells left. I might even have 0 brain cells left right now. We don't know. You get it. So this show says baseball cards for a reason. That's what we're talking about, baseball cards. 3, you'll hear me say nice things about the Red Sox and really mean things about the Yankees, and that is because even though I am in San Francisco and I've been here for the better part of a decade, I am a New England boy, born and raised, and these Sox don't run. One more thing. Number 4, I have a fun project where I'm trying to collect the entire print run for the 2019 Bowman number 24. That's the Bowman rookie card for Willians Astudillo. I posted about it on Reddit about a year ago and have had people contribute from all around the country. People mail me their Astudillo Bowman 24s. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. And that is what baseball cards are all about. Fun. And also, I'm a little crazy. Okay. That's me. I am thrilled to be hosting this show until Jay Leno decides he wants it back. Is that good? Decade-old reference. Compare yourself to Conan O'Brien. I don't know. Probably maybe cut that part. Maybe cut it. To editor. I'm the editor. Anyway. Hey, if you're not already following me on social, Twitter is DrewCards_. Instagram is Drew's Really Good Cards, and the website is reallygood.cards. Again, it's DrewCards_ on Twitter. Instagram is Drew's Really Good Cards, and the website is reallygood.cards. Okay. As for the show, the Really Good Baseball Cards Show, I'm taking kind of an entrepreneurial approach to this. I'm not going to show up with a finely tuned product or script. And look, we're going to work on this together. I don't know what the winning formula is going to be, and that's why we're starting this episode here with a mailbag. I asked all of you lovely people to give me a call, leave me a voicemail. Just tell me what's on your mind. Let you guys steer for a little bit and just kind of see where it takes us. So, without further ado, here is our first voicemail.
Hey, Drew, this is Joel. I've been a part of a few of your breaks. I generally go for the Cubs, but I'm pretty new to it. And I was just kind of curious, for someone just getting into it, where do you go to find some of your basic information, like what cards are in releases? When are the new releases? How do you find the big hits and the cards that you're looking for each series, each release, that type of thing? Any help would be great. Thanks. Bye.
Thanks so much for calling in, Joel. I really appreciate you, and appreciate you as a break participant too. It's a lot of fun. The first part of this answer is not all that fun or interesting or creative or anything, and that is, where do you find the checklists and where do you find the release calendar? That's Cardboard Connection, Beckett. The reason I say that's not very fun is that those are just the number 1 and number 2 Google search results that you're going to get when you look for something like the Bowman Draft Checklist, for example. They also have release calendars. If you wanted to double check, you could check in with some of the resellers like Midwest or Steel City, for example. They are always going to be the ones that are telling you when that next Bowman release is, when that next Topps release is, that sort of thing. As far as finding out who the big chase cards are out of a given release, that's a bit tougher. And this is why some people, especially when you're prospecting, you just go into complete full set mode and you say, hey, I'm going to get every first Bowman card for a certain release or every rookie card out of a certain release, knowing that someone has to hit, and maybe multiple someones. But there are a few things that you can look for if you're trying to hone in. Really, you're looking for premium positions like shortstop, center field, maybe catcher. You're looking for big markets. Yankees prospects, for example, they're just going to sell a little bit better. You're going to have higher value on like a Jason Dominguez than if Jason Dominguez played for the Oakland Athletics. And then marketable names. Marketable names are always a fun one. You can think about Blaze Jordan. Was he a top draft pick? No. But he was drafted by Boston. Good market. He has that marketable name, and he's a big, big power hitter. Chicks dig the long ball, and so do baseball card buyers. So just keep that in mind. Some products are easier to read than others. Bowman Draft, for example, you can see the high draft picks. You know which markets they play for. You know what's going to sing. You can read the draft coverage and know what people are going to be excited about. But sometimes it's more of a crapshoot. I mean, the Bowman Chrome release that came out just a few weeks ago, Luis Rodriguez of the Dodgers caught fire, and I still cannot tell you why. Twitter was just going nuts for this guy. The scouting reports, his performance, don't quite match that hype. So really, who's to say? Who's to say on that one? But like I said, in some premium positions, big markets, marketable names, go and check out Cardboard Connection, Beckett. And if you're looking for release calendar, just go check out some of the resellers like Midwest and Steel City. Okay, what's next?
Hey, Drew. It's Mike Martin out of Dallas, Texas. Been working with you for a while. Appreciate all you do. And I had a quick question. So I'm still fairly new to the arena, but my question is, I've got thicker autos, like some, they're thicker than the normal card, and also a few really nice Project 70s that are pretty thick. And I haven't noticed very many online that are actually graded. Is that something that the grading shops will actually take as a submission, or do they not grade thicker cards? Because I haven't seen a lot of them out there. And part B would be, is it intelligent to get them graded? Or are they worth even getting graded? Obviously depending on the value, but yeah, that was my my long-winded question. So appreciate any response that you have. Thanks, buddy. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Mike, thanks so much for calling in. Really appreciate the voicemail. The short answer is heck yeah, they will definitely take them. PSA, SGC, FCG, HGA. I've sent in thick cards to a bunch of different graders. They will take them. And you know what? I bet you have seen them out there. It's just not real noticeable to the eye unless you pick it up and you feel around. The thickness of the card does not change the overall thickness of the slab. They still stack the same or really similar. So it can just be tough to see, but I bet you've seen it. And I'm of the mind that you should get things like autos graded even if you don't think they're going to get a great grade. And those thicker cards can be tough to get a good corners or edges grade, but I still send them in. I've got a really nice triple rookie auto with Mountcastle, Hayes, and Alec Boehm that I knew wasn't going to grade all that well because the edges weren't amazing, but just said, you know what, this is such a cool piece. I need to get this in a slab. Went ahead and did it. So go ahead, get that thing protected, and let me know when you do. Let me know what you do. Tweet it at me, DrewCards_. Would love to take a look. Okay, what else we got in the bag?
Drew, Brian in Wisconsin. Hey, I am curious to hear what your thoughts are on the pending Fanatics takeover of all things trading cards. If I had my preference, I would see them acquire either Topps or Panini. I actually would lean Panini. I think their products are cooler. But I wanted to get your take and see what you as kind of a reseller were hoping for, because it's going to obviously change the way that you are able to acquire sealed products. So thanks for taking the time, and I hope you get a chance to answer. Thanks.
Brian, thanks so much for the voicemail. This is the topic right now. It's been the topic for a couple of months, ever since the news broke. I don't have any special information here, but I do have a lot of conversations with people about this. And I think that one thing that everybody needs to kind of just take a step back, pause, think about it. Think about what Fanatics is. Fanatics is at its core an e-commerce brand. They specialize in online marketing, operating e-commerce stores, distribution, fulfillment. You may have seen that they have Fanatics branded apparel, shirts that have Fanatics on the tag, but they're not directly manufacturing those. And we've heard from folks at Fanatics, you'll never see a Fanatics branded card. I believe that. I also believe they'll follow the same model as they have with Fanatics apparel. Someone else will produce the cards. They're not suddenly going to become a manufacturing company. That's a lot to figure out in a short period of time. All of that said, I believe your dream will come true. I think Fanatics realizes how the hobby works, how much strong brand equity is built up with Topps and Bowman and some of the other product lines. And they're not just going to throw that away. Is it an acquisition? My guess is no. I think Topps has a business that hits a lot of other sports, entertainment properties, things like that Fanatics isn't a square fit for. But I do think it's some kind of licensing deal. I think we'll see Topps and Bowman continue to be produced likely in the same way, with Fanatics handling the front-end experience, distribution, fulfillment. Those will be good changes. I've also read about potential new marketplaces, but that's a whole nother topic. So like I said, I think that Fanatics realizes the strength of that brand equity, and I think that we're heading for a licensing deal. Okay, what's next?
Hey, Drew. It's me. I'm NASDAQ on Reddit. I sell cards on there and stuff. I think we've talked to there before. But something I think that we're going to see real soon that I'd like to hear your opinion on is the price of PSA 9s and even 10s with all those cards sitting at PSA right now. Look at Bob, for example, last year. Those slabs were way crazy, and I just picked up a 9 for $20 the other day. Where do we see 9s going in the next month? Hey, thanks, Drew, and I hope to hear this soon. Bye.
Thank you for the voicemail. I got to say, I listened to this voicemail maybe a dozen times, and I could not make out the name. I think the phone kind of dropped there. The best guess I have is that NASDAQ just called us. So thanks for calling in, NASDAQ. Wondering about where the price of a PSA 9 is headed. You got to zoom out. You got to think about bigger picture, just what the catalysts are for change in the price or the value of a card. For an individual player, this is a much easier question, right? There are a number of things, but most of them have to do with player performance. Maybe you get in a first Bowman for an unranked prospect, and you watch this player continue to develop. Maybe they develop into a top 10 prospect. Maybe they break into the major leagues. Maybe they win Rookie of the Year. Maybe they win MVP. Maybe they start getting on a Hall of Fame trajectory. Obviously, all of those things are the things that we want the players in our personal collections to experience and do, and those are things that'll help drive value. But your question, the thing that you're asking, NASDAQ, is a little wider than that. You're talking about an entire category, right? You're asking about the PSA 9 and how the value of the PSA 9 will change given the growth in population report. There's a Twitter account that tracks the growth in PSA Pop Report, and it is a huge increase. It's been a huge increase. It's continuing to be a huge increase. They're still processing all of those cards that came in 2020. What will that mean to the overall value of a PSA 9? Well, if there are more of anything and demand isn't increasing in step, you know that suppresses value a little. But I don't think that that's the story about a PSA 9 overall. I think the question's a little bit flawed, and that I wouldn't ask about the overall value of a PSA 9, but rather bring it back to the players. Which players are in that big lump of submissions? Unfortunately, it's the 2020 rookie card folks. Guys like Bo Bichette, Luis Robert, Yordan Alvarez, it's really too bad. It's an awesome crop of rookies, huge talent, but that massive pop count is just going to keep their value capped. The inverse is also true with the 2021 rookie class. Okay, grading was locked up. The pop counts are low, especially really relative to 2020. But you can go back a few years prior and just look at what the 2021 rookie class looks like. Not a ton there. Also driving that, there's not a ton of excitement about that 2021 rookie class. I can go on and on about why I think that we're sleeping on this 2021 rookie class, but the fact is pop counts are low. Low excitement, grading was locked up. It's a good opportunity there. Okay, what else do we got?
What's up, Drew? It's Zane. In the world of Reds chat today, we have learned that they have begun preliminary talks with the Angels to deal away our ace, Luis Castillo. And according to the report, they're pretty far away on price, as it's pretty high. But some local guys were talking, and they were hashing around, the different trade possibilities. And several names came to mind, including Joe Adell, Brandon Marsh, Jordan Adams, and who's the other one? Reed Detmers. So if you wanted to take a little look at the situations, we're interested to see what you think would be a good deal, what would fit both teams, and what you think is likely to happen. Look forward to hearing it on the show. Thanks.
All right. Thank you so much for calling in, Zane. I did not expect to get into MLB Hot Stove, breaking down rumors, doing all that kind of thing, but let's do it. First of all, Luis Castillo, incredibly talented pitcher. You're lucky to have him. The Angels would be very lucky to have him too. When you look at a deal like this, you got to look, just like in baseball cards, you got to look at the comps. The framework for that deal, a decent comp, is the recent Chris Sale deal. Now, Chris Sale was just wrapping up his age 27 season when he got traded from the White Sox to the Red Sox. Luis Castillo's age 28. Sale had a slightly longer track record at that point. He had thrown about 300 more innings, more all-star games. He's a lefty, so he's probably worth a little more in a trade, but still a strong comp. I think the talent level and the age and all that makes it a good comp. The Sale trade was Yoan Moncada, Michael Kopech, and two other prospects. At the time, Moncada was the number 7 prospect in baseball, and Kopech was also highly thought of. So look, I don't know. Reed Detmers is the number 23 prospect. That's the best prospect the Angels have. But I don't think the Angels are in the mood to move pitching. They don't have a lot of well-ranked position players who have prospect status. So I get the Joe Adell thing. Joe Adell does seem to fit. He's a future starter, probably an all-star level player. Really talented, has a similar talent profile to what we thought Yoan Moncada might have in 2016. Power, speed, physical guy, good athlete, good defensive player. So if I had to guess, I agree with you. I think that's the centerpiece, Joe Adell. Maybe you get a mid-tier pitching prospect and another piece or two. Do I do that if I'm either team? That I have no idea. Okay, what's next on the answering machine here?
True, you got a sexy-ass voice. My question is, are you going to get into audiobooks? I might consider reading one or listening to one if you do that. Thanks, bye.
Oh my God. Thank you for the compliment. The perfect voicemail to end this episode on. No plans for an audiobook yet, but who knows when inspiration may strike. Who knows? I do have more plans, though, for future episodes of this, the Really Good Baseball Card Show. If you'd like to call in, please do. It's 415-347-6883, 415-347-6883, and that's it. That's the phone number. I greatly appreciate everyone who called in. Cannot wait to do it again. Until then, Tortuga out.